The title of the video says, I have finished my job. Sometimes we complain, things are not selling, things are not selling. The question is, when eBay finally gives you this traffic that you so, desire so badly, how is it going to rattle your life? How is it going to rattle your daily function? Because this just happened to me a few weeks ago. I was on the complaining side. Yes, we do it just as a way of kind of, you know, calling things to being. Because sometimes when things are not selling, we come on here, we just say things are not selling, things are not selling. Before you know it, a sale comes true. I don't know how that happens, but this was exactly what I was doing just a few weeks ago. I was complaining because, yes, sales were kind of hanging. I wouldn't know where the problem was coming from. I made like 2 or 3 videos, talking about this process. All right. I understand that, yes, the sales are going to come. It's ultimately going to come. And I had absolutely no idea what was coming. And as soon as the sale came, it threw me off balance. I forgot how it used to be, how eBay can be pretty much a kind of a miraculous platform. eBay pretty much just opened the floodgates and orders came in. Laptops were selling. I think I sold like 6 or 7 laptops, in the space of 2 days, which has never happened in a long time. About 4 or 5 desktop pieces. This something that doesn't happen all the time, since the beginning of this year. There used to be a time where selling 5 devices a day was an easy thing, and at that time, I had my processes all dialed in. I had everything locked in. But for quite a while, when things were kind of going south, not as a result of my the inventories I have, but I kind of feel like it is just, or it was just a phase. People had this kind of apathy. People weren't so sure what was going on, and people were just kind of holding on to money. But right now, everybody seems to be at ease, and people are kind of going back again to the platforms to say that, look, we got to spend this money, we got to spend it. If someone has a broken laptop, I'm telling you, they are definitely going to buy, something. Of course, necessarily not new, but they're going to look around and say, look, at the end of the day, I need a laptop to function correctly. All right. So, but eBay just surprised me, to say the least. I was shocked beyond, my widest expectation. I didn't know that the last 2 days was going to be so hectic. I was, pushing out these laptops, making sure that, they were all sent out easily. Customer requests were coming, people asking, when is the item going to be delivered? I was actually rattled, but the good thing is that it was a test again of my process, that yes, in a space of 2 days, I've got the capacity to handle, shipping out well over 12 or 13 devices. Yes, if you understand the kind of stuff I sell, I don't just sell pick and pack items. When somebody goes to my shop now to buy something, it's very possible that the person would have bought that device with a particular configuration. Perhaps, the buyer is saying, look, I want the laptop or PC, depending on what it is, to have 1 terabyte of SSD, or 512 gigabytes of SSD. This I have to do, and it's also not just enough for you to take the SSD from the shelf and slot it on the device. You have to bring it out, plug it on, turn some few screws. And for some laptops like the Lenovo ThinkPad laptop that I just opened this afternoon, it was a war to get that laptop opened. See, there are some laptops that kind of come off very easily. You just have to loosen some screws here and there, and the laptop is open. But the particular ThinkPad I was working on, it took me well over 20 minutes, even 30 minutes, to get that laptop open. At the end of the day, I ended up breaking, some clips here and there, and it was a fight. And having broken it, I finally opened it, slotting my SSD, made sure that the Windows was properly installed. And now installing the drivers for this particular laptop was a hassle. But at the end of the day, with patience, with determination, and with the assurance that yes, you're going to push through all these things, everything was done. I was so happy. Of course, everything was done, wasn't without problems. One of the Lenovo laptops, from nowhere, the charger decided to give up. I wouldn't know why, because ideally these are devices that have been tested. The charger also have been tested, but from nowhere the charger gave up. And one of the devices, like a Lenovo ThinkPad S1 Yoga Gen 4, this was one beautiful device that was sent out. That device gave me troubles installing it. Installed it from nowhere, didn't want to install, and that to be going around checking what could be the problem. By the end of the day, I had to reset the device to factory setting, and everything went as planned. But all this I'm telling you cost me a lot of stress, cost me a lot of running around, because even one of my delivery service providers got an address wrong, and everything was kind of messed up. But at the end of the day, once again, I saw that yes, I have built a very, very responsible process, a process that is able to withstand. It doesn't matter what kind of orders are coming in. If eBay decides to give me a lot of traffic today, tomorrow, next tomorrow, the capacity is there to handle this stuff. And I'm so proud of myself that yes, I was able to get everything done in record time. There's still a laptop that will be shipped out tomorrow. I couldn't make it again today, but it is what it is. I will be shipping it out tomorrow at about 8 o'clock, or at the latest 9 o'clock. Then I know that yes, everything has been done. On Monday, I'll be traveling to Italy. So because of that, I kind of put my shop on holiday mode, because I actually want to spend the holiday with my family, not thinking about the shop, not thinking about a customer request or some item to ship out. Normally, I tend to leave, orders to come in for 15 days, but this is going to be an exception. I want to finally take a well-deserved, holiday, where I do not have to worry about eBay orders or stuff like that. So I have finished my job. I am happy about it. Let me know if you were also fortunate to have, done your job in record time. Has eBay been to you? Have you been receiving the traffic or the orders that you normally get? Let me know in the comment section. Let us get the conversation going. Until I see you again in the next video, a happy weekend to you all.